World War II wasn't just about tanks, rifles, and planes. Behind the famous weapons were ideas so strange, risky, and desperate that many of them looked like science fiction gone wrong. Some were built out of panic. Some were experiments that ignored common sense. And some were so dangerous that they threatened the people using them more than the enemy. We start with a weapon that changed warfare forever, even though it was wildly inaccurate. V-1 flying bomb. The V-1 was essentially an early cruise missile, but it behaved more like an uncontrollable flying bomb. It used a loud pulse jet engine that could be heard from miles away, giving civilians terrifying warning before impact. What made it weird was its complete lack of precision. Once launched, it simply flew forward until the fuel ran out, then dropped. No guidance, no correction, just blind destruction. It was strange because it was advanced for its time, yet incredibly crude in practice. Bat bomb. The bat bomb used live bats fitted with tiny incendiary devices. The idea was that bats would hide inside buildings, igniting fires everywhere at once. It was weird because it relied on animal behavior instead of engineering precision. During testing, bats escaped early and accidentally burned down parts of the US test base. The weapon was abandoned not because it failed, but because it was too unpredictable. Goliath tracked mine. This small remote-controlled vehicle carried a massive explosive charge and was guided by a wire. It was weird because the entire weapon could be disabled simply by cutting the cable. Soldiers learned quickly that a single bullet could neutralize it. Despite its futuristic appearance, it was fragile, slow, and easily countered. Panjandrum rocket wheel. The Panjandrum was a giant wheel packed with rockets, designed to roll across beaches and destroy defenses. It was weird because it almost never went straight. During tests, it veered wildly, exploded unpredictably, and even chased observers. The project was quietly abandoned after repeated public disasters. Exploding rats. British intelligence filled dead rats with explosives, intending them to be thrown into enemy boilers. It was weird because it relied on human curiosity. The first batch was discovered, after which Germans spent huge effort inspecting every dead animal. The psychological impact outweighed any actual damage. Kugelpanzer, this mysterious spherical vehicle, had almost no combat capability. Thin armor, poor visibility, limited mobility. It was weird because no one is certain what it was actually meant to do. Reconnaissance, observation, morale weapon, its design made it nearly useless in real combat. Fritz X guided bomb. The Fritz X was a radio-guided bomb capable of sinking battleships. What made it weird was how advanced it was compared to everything else at the time. Operators manually steered the bomb mid-air while watching flares. It was effective, but required extreme skill and perfect conditions. Pigeon-guided missile. This weapon used trained pigeons to guide missiles by pecking at images of targets. It was weird because it replaced electronics with animal instinct. While pigeons performed well in tests, the idea was abandoned as technology advanced. It remains one of the strangest intersections of biology and warfare. Fugo balloon bombs. The Fugo balloon bombs were Japan's attempt at intercontinental warfare using the jet stream. Thousands of hydrogen balloons carried incendiary and explosive payloads across the Pacific toward North America. What made them weird was their complete dependence on wind currents. Once launched, they had no control, no guidance, and no way to ensure accuracy. Most fell harmlessly into forests or oceans. It was one of the earliest long-range weapons, but also one of the most uncontrollable ever deployed. Anti-tank dogs. The Soviet Union trained dogs to run under enemy tanks carrying explosives. The charge would detonate on contact, destroying both tank and animal. It was weird because it relied on animal behavior under extreme stress. In combat, many dogs panicked, ran back to friendly lines, or targeted the wrong tanks entirely. The concept was brutally inventive, but too unpredictable to be reliable. Land Cruiser P-1500 Monster. The Land Cruiser P-1500 was a proposed vehicle so large it bordered on absurd. Weighing over 1,500 tons, it was designed to carry a naval battleship gun on land. It was weird because it ignored every rule of mobility and logistics. Roads, bridges, fuel supply, and air defense were all impossible problems. The project never left the drawing board, proving that bigger does not always mean better. Holman Projector. The Holman Projector was a simple naval weapon that launched hand grenades or scrap metal into the air to disrupt enemy aircraft. It was weird because it was crude, inaccurate, and almost laughable compared to modern anti-aircraft guns. Its real value was psychological, not physical. Pilots often mistook it for heavier defenses and aborted attacks, making fear its primary weapon. World War II pushed nations into extremes where logic, desperation, and creativity collided. Some of these weapons were strange because they ignored practicality. Others were strange because they arrived before the world was ready for them. Not all weird ideas fail, but in war, even brilliance can look insane at first. And sometimes, the strangest weapons leave the longest shadows.